Here's the unfortunate reality. 70 to 90% of jiu-jitsu practitioners will quit within their first year before they've had the chance to really develop skills and experience the most enjoyable and addicting aspects of this sport and martial art. And the problem isn't usually a lack of discipline or interest in getting better and building skills and making progress. The problem is usually injuries and nagging pain from training that just becomes more than what most people want to deal with. This, along with the steep learning curve of going from drilling moves passively to actually pulling them off in live rolling, stops lots of people from getting to that satisfying experience of setting traps and hitting moves at just the right time to get some revenge on your training partners, and that's what really gets people addicted to the sport and martial art. So it's a shame that many people don't get to that point. And this high dropout rate continues past the white belt into the blue belt level as well and beyond. However, it doesn't have to be that way, and that's what I'm going to go over in this video. The beatdown on the body and the slow process of studying and drilling moves and getting them to work in actual live rolls can both be reduced a lot by using the right strategies. And that's what I'm going to go over, so stick around if you started grappling or jiu-jitsu recently, or if you've been training for a while but you're just frustrated with nagging injuries and pain, poor recovery, or just slow and stagnating skill acquisition. Before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, let me just brag real quick about how Jack used the methods for my Grappler's Strength and Resilience Guide and won a local all levels submission only tournament as a white belt against all upper belts. So check out what he has to say and then we'll get on with the rest of the video.
Paul has really helped me level up my jiu-jitsu skills a lot in the jiu-jitsu gym. The other thing he's done for me outside of jiu-jitsu is really sharpen up my lifting. I was already familiar with a lot of the compound movements, but he has a lot of good details that are helping me move and feel better. He also has a great understanding of a lot of the accessory work that jiu-jitsu specific athletes can do to feel better on the mats and perform better. If you're serious about training, I would highly recommend this. He's helped me progress pretty quickly.
I've spent years watching people disappear from the mats because their bodies just couldn't keep up with their desire to train, or because they were frustrated with the slow progress due to inefficient skill training and insufficient physical preparation. My own struggles with injuries from jiu-jitsu sent me down the path of studying strength and conditioning, biomechanics, nutrition, motor learning, physiology, and other topics to help me be able to train harder and more consistently, which I eventually turned into a career helping others do the same. And after gaining a lot of experience coaching people at different levels in and out of jiu-jitsu and sustaining high volumes of jiu-jitsu training myself, and studying methods used by leading rehab and strength and conditioning experts in the field, I've come to a few important conclusions. First of all, if you're doing anything at all off the mats to prepare your body for the stresses of grappling, that's great and you're doing a lot better than a lot of people. But while you're at it, you might as well make the most of your time by doing things as efficiently and effectively as possible, especially if jiu-jitsu is the thing that you care about more and you're using other forms of exercise or training to help support your jiu-jitsu training and development. Many exercise programs for jiu-jitsu or grappling miss the mark by either being sort of powerlifting programs that are copy and pasted over to grapplers, which isn't the worst thing, but it leaves a lot to be desired and leaves some potential low-hanging fruit on the table, or they're elaborate sort of sport-specific movements that may look cool, but don't actually move the needle that much in terms of strength or resilience development, and they can actually mess with your technique a little bit by the interference effect. Additionally, the way that most people try to improve their technique wastes a ton of time and wear and tear on the body just because it lacks a consistent way to scale live resistance up and down so that people can actually incorporate new techniques and get better at utilizing them at the right times in the context of live rolling or sparring. So what if instead you could train specifically for jiu-jitsu resilience and performance, feel better after every session, and roll with more confidence knowing that your body is prepared and durable against the most common injuries, at the same time gaining usable skills at a faster rate so that you stay more addicted and engaged with the progress? That's what my course is all about and what the Grappler Strength and Resilience Guide is all about. It's a course and a program. So let's make sure that this is a good use of your time by going over who this type of thing is good for and who it's not a good fit for. So it's not a good fit for complete beginners who haven't started jiu-jitsu or any grappling sport yet, or people looking for magic pills, overnight fixes for existing injuries, as well as anyone who thinks that they can get better at jiu-jitsu without actually training jiu-jitsu with a high amount of effort. Those unwilling to put in consistent work alongside their regular mat time, and people who want fancy sort of circus exercise tricks that look cool on Instagram but don't really improve your performance, and people who want to avoid live rolling or sparring and just passively drill moves all class. Those would not be good fits for this program and this course. So if that describes you, feel free to just click away, and I don't want to waste any more of your time. This is a good fit for jiu-jitsu practitioners or grapplers who train regularly and want to keep it that way by preventing injuries. If you feel beat up after training sessions and want to recover faster. People who have nagging pains in their neck, back, or other joints that interfere with training. Grapplers who want to get stronger in ways that directly enhance their grappling performance on the mats. Those who value longevity in the sport and want to be rolling well into their 40s, 50s, and beyond. People that want to train hard but also become more technical by adding to and refining their arsenal of grappling skills. So if that describes you, stick around and watch the rest of the video. If you've been training jiu-jitsu for any length of time, you already know how frustrating injuries can be. It's a common story. You're feeling great, you're excited about adding new skills to your game, you're making progress, and then all of a sudden you tweak your neck shooting a blast double, or maybe you get stacked inverting into your partner's legs. Now your lower back and ribs are killing you, or maybe just over time your fingers, your knuckles, elbows, etc. start to feel more and more used and abused. So what typically happens next? Usually you're forced to take time off. Your skills plateau, you watch others improve while you're stuck on the sidelines. While certainly sometimes unpredictable stuff happens and some injuries are just totally unavoidable, like someone falling on you, many of the common overuse injuries that we've all experienced can be prevented or at least mitigated to a large degree through intelligent training off the mats and through intelligent use of your mat time. It's common for jiu-jitsu practitioners to lose 4 to 8 weeks or even more of training every year due to preventable injuries. And lots of times it's a lot more time than that that's lost. And that's potentially 2+ months of skill development gone each year. Even worse, I've seen so many once excited and dedicated grapplers gradually reduce their training volume and intensity because they're constantly battling pain. 3 sessions a week becomes 2, then 1, and then it becomes I'll come back later when I feel better, which often never happens and I never see that person again. And this trade of injury and pain for skill might work for a little bit, but it's really just not sustainable, so we have to find another way. Your body needs specific preparation for the unique demands of grappling. Not generic fitness, not extreme sports or extremely specific drills, but targeted resilience and strength in the areas that jiu-jitsu taxes the most, while improving full body general strength using a system that balances with your jiu-jitsu training. And while you're at it, you might as well be smart about how you're using your time on the mats to become a highly technical grappler, instead of just going in with no plan or intention. And this will also help increase your longevity, resilience, and performance tremendously. So these are the 2 directions we can come at it from. My name's Paul Sirignano. I'm a jiu-jitsu brown belt with a master's in exercise science. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, certified nutrition coach, and I specialize in working with grapplers. But more importantly, I've lived through this journey myself. When I first started jiu-jitsu 8 or 9 years ago, I thought my background in yoga, traditional strength training, and gymnastic style strength training, as well as other sports, had prepared my body. So I was in pretty good shape and I felt confident about that, but I was wrong. I started experiencing injuries and pain that I'd never had before, and I realized that I just wasn't prepared for the demands of this sport that I was already getting really addicted to. So this really motivated me. I studied biomechanics, different forms of corrective exercise from some of the top rehab and performance pros in the industry. I started experimenting with different training approaches. I applied heavy traditional strength training, but modified specifically for the grappler's needs. And along with that, I applied corrective exercise and mobility training. After some experimentation, the results were transformative for me, and I went from feeling fragile and getting bullied by stronger training partners to feeling much more durable and much harder to push around in a pretty short amount of time. And this helped me train more consistently, more effectively, and allowed me to build better skills faster. And the grapplers that I've shared these training methods with, either through one-on-one coaching or through my program and course I'm talking about in this video, also saw big improvements. So check out what some other people have to say about this stuff.
Hi, my name's Tim Greco, and his online coaching and communication style is very effective and clear. And I found after just a couple of sessions, 2 or 3 sessions of the workouts, I was gaining some of that flexibility and hip mobility I was looking for. I could feel my body moving differently. He helped me increase the dynamic properties of my lower spine, which I greatly appreciate. In fact, we did a seminar at my club with some out-of-town guests, and of course the move they showed was an inversion, and I found that I was able to pull it off. I'm really happy that I've kind of found a path toward taking my game to the next level. So thanks, Paul.
Working with Paul's been honestly just great. So getting like that level of expertise in multiple disciplines is pretty amazing, but also just the day-to-day of like how we interact is just quite understanding and open and human. So one thing I really enjoyed was that like it was just easy overall to interact. The programs themselves were often interesting. They weren't really exercises that I was necessarily overly used to. But once I actually started giving it a shot, I realized that like the benefits were pretty solid. My confidence in jiu-jitsu was also improving. I felt more confident just in my body and my relationship with it, understanding my strengths, understanding my weaknesses. And as that kind of developed, I kind of looked more forward to working out because I saw the benefits that I was getting in my roles. Yeah, definitely. If you're looking to improve your jiu-jitsu, minimize your risk of injury, definitely give it a shot and see where it goes.
I spent years filtering through the overwhelming amount of fitness information out there, testing what actually works for jiu-jitsu athletes specifically, and distilling it into a system that delivers real results on and off the mats. The Grappler's Strength and Resilience Guide is a comprehensive approach to strength and mobility training designed specifically for grapplers. This isn't just a random set of exercises thrown together. It's a systematic approach that's built around modified traditional strength exercises that build overall strength while protecting your joints and giving you more bang for your buck. Specific strength and mobility accessories that address key resiliency areas that take the most beating in grappling, such as your neck, grip, spine, hips, and improving specific strength and mobility for performance, as well as restorative mobility drills and positional specific protocols that maintain range of motion while reducing pain and stiffness. And these help reduce the stress on the body by improving your movement and biomechanics and the movement options and space that you have access to in various joints and structures in your body. The key difference is in the details, small but crucial modifications to standard exercises that make them more effective and safer for grapplers, alongside precise programming that complements your jiu-jitsu training instead of competing with it. So here's some of what makes the Grappler's Resilience and Performance Guide different. Importantly, it's not simply a program, but it's a comprehensive course that comes with coaching and guidance through the private community and direct access to me, so you can make sure that you're doing everything right and getting all your questions answered. It's flexible and built around your training schedule. Whether you train 1 day a week or 7, the program can adapt to and complement your mat time, not interfere with it. We use a minimum effective dose approach along with the progression model, which allows for consistent progress without interfering with your jiu-jitsu or grappling training, and gradually progresses based on your individual results. So it's no cookie cutter programming. It's more than just a program. It's a comprehensive course, and it gives you access to all the tools you need to troubleshoot exercise and various movement problems you might be running into in your own body and adapt the program to fit your needs. The resources included in this program and course are continually updated, but also include technique instructional summaries, along with constraint-led approach style games and live drills to help you incorporate new skills and techniques into your game without having to drill for hours or waste time getting beat up and wear and tear on your body on the mats by doing things in an inefficient way. Let's be real, you haven't made much progress on the 8-hour instructional on half guard passing that you spent $300 on. So we've distilled hundreds of hours of technical instruction into digestible summaries, and the constraint-led approach-based live situations and games allow you to build these skills in real time while having fun and actually grappling and improving your conditioning. Additionally, the exercise library and body part resilience protocols are continually updated as well, so you'll always have some effective things to try whatever your goals are or whatever issues you're running into. And again, you can always ask questions in the community. When you join the program, you also get access to personalized coaching, form check, and Q&A, all at a much lower price point than any other sort of personalized coaching offers out there. And this ensures that you have support along the way and you're moving towards your individual goals in the most effective way possible. The benefits of implementing this training approach are significant reduction in training-related pain and injury, resulting in increased training consistency. Significant improvements in performance due to full body strength gains, specific strength gains, and resilience gains in areas like the neck, grip, and improved skill development methodology, and being able to train harder and recover faster in between sessions. So there's just one question you have to ask yourself. What is not addressing these issues costing me every month? If you're missing even one training session per month due to preventable pain or injuries, that's 12 sessions per year. That's a lot of potential progress lost over time, as well as wasted membership fees. But the real cost is in your development. The average black belt takes 10 years to achieve that level. If injuries and inconsistencies add just 20% to that timeline, which would be lucky for most people, that's an extra 2 years before reaching your goal, if that's your goal, or whatever your goal is. And the Grappler Strength and Resilience Guide isn't just about feeling better, it's about maximizing every dollar and hour that you're already investing into your jiu-jitsu journey, because we don't get any of that time or money back. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, check out the link in the description below. You can click on it and you can gain access to the Grappler Strength and Resilience program and guide today. Now, I want to make sure you understand that this obviously isn't a magic pill. It only works if you put in the work consistently, but if you do, I can promise you it'll make a huge difference for you. Within 30 days, you should notice significant improvements in how you feel during and after training. Within 90 days, you'll experience the full transformation in your resilience, durability, and performance on the mats. So thanks for watching. Now let's go train. Peace.